Hello, everyone. I am Eli Diakanastasi. You can keep Eli because the last name is a little bit difficult. We are here on behalf of Start Smart SE, let's say, is the continue of MITEF Enterprise. Maybe you know it already. And we have with us three of the alumnus to tell us their experiences. We have Christos I'm sorry, the cameras went a little bit. Christos Tiblalexis from Optimems, Frida Michailidou from Olimra, Frida, yes. And today I learned that there is a vertical called Fregtech. How you told it?
Fragrance tech, yeah.
Yes, fragrance tech. And Argyris Hadji Tofis from Movers. And we're going to ask them some questions about their personal lives, like the zodiac signs and stuff like that. Then we're going to move on the companies. And at the last session, we're going to ask them about their experience from the Start Smart Accelerator. So I am beginning with Frida. It's a shared question for everybody. We would like to share your background and the journey of your startup. And what problem does your company solve? And what impact do you aim to make?
Hi there, my name is Frida. Thanks a lot for the intro, Ellie. I am a chemist. That's my main background. I'm a chemist by training. So I studied chemistry and I did a PhD on natural products. To put it simply, on basically studying nature, the chemistry of nature, and also sustainable chemistry. So chemistry that is good for the environment. That's my main background. And I worked for many years both in industry and academia. And one of my academic projects slowly transitioned to my own startup, Olimra. So as you might also discover later on the session, Olimra is inspired by the wild flora of Mount Olympus in Greece. And our mission is to basically recreate rare scents sustainably. So instead of harming rare plants, that they are already a rare commodity, a lot of them are threatened with extinction. Instead of disrupting habitats, we actually go back and turn this thing completely around by recreating the scents using innovative technologies. And this way we bridge nature and luxury, sustainability, innovation, but also heritage. So our mission is basically to bring rare scents in the market sustainably.
Okay, thank you. I have many questions, but later on. And now we go to Christos from Optimems. Do you want to answer the same questions? Do you want to repeat them for you?
Yeah, of course. So hello also from my side. I'm Christos Tiblalexis from Optimems. I'm an electrical and computer engineer with master studies in data science, and now I'm pursuing my PhD in Aristotle University. My background and Optimems' team background is coming from research. All of the founding members are working on Center for Research and Technology, Hellas. We were actually a research team before we turned into a startup. And our main mission is to decarbonize the energy grid. And basically, we are helping the transition from traditional electricity grids to the new form of grids, smarter electricity grids, where AI comes into play.
Okay, now I have more questions because you are two research guys or teams, not that you went to entrepreneurship, and this is a special case. Anyway, let's go on with Argyri. Don't tell me that you are a researcher.
Hello. Yeah, basically, I have to say that first of all, I am an electrical and computer engineer as well. I was working many years in R&D, indeed, and I was also working in CERT. There is a Center of Research and Technology Labs. Of course, the last 4 years have been moved in the industry of what we are actually doing. At the beginning, after CERT, I joined a company for volumetric video. I was working as a computer vision machine learning engineer. And yeah, since 2023, we have founded and we are running actually movers. So yeah, in the last 2 years, I have stopped the technical activities and I'm mostly focused on the business development and sales part. So yeah, as you understood, this is my background. I have also a PhD, which is related to what we do and how we started. It is deep learning in motion capture. Motion capture is about digitizing the human motion in 3D environments. And regarding movers, the idea is that we are bringing a new solution, new products that accelerate the 3D character animation workflows. It's a B2B approach. And our mission is to offer a flexible solution that is going to get all the repetitive and tedious process from the creative people and let them do what they are good at basically to do the creative job. So to be able to do creative content at scale easily and without any kind of barriers.
Okay. Do you know that you are a case study? I mean, you are three hard science, let's say, researchers. I am from social entrepreneurial background research that is not considered to be research or science from other researchers, but you could be a case study for me, really. This is very weird that I can talk with three teams that they have so concrete research background. Anyway, this is another conversation. We can do it another day. So I would like to ask to start with Christos from Optimems. And I have two questions. First one is that energy regulations in Greece and EU are complex and constantly evolving. What have been the biggest regulatory challenges for Optimems and how have you navigated them?
Okay. Yeah, regulations are complex. They're not evolving everywhere. Actually, in Greece, we are a few years back, if I may say. But regulatory issues are the biggest problem for our company, keeping in mind that we do have a research background where, the case studies that we were studying in research on the different, mainly EU-funded research projects were case studies that had to be really attractive in order to be funded. So they had a lot of innovation in their concepts, and this innovation does not correspond to the regulatory level of real life in most European countries. So actually, we were developing technologies that could not be easily implemented in most of the real world. The way that we navigated this is that actually we searched to find some markets where we could actually implement our solutions and our products. And this is how we started. Our first client was from Sweden, from the Swedish market. And yeah, we didn't start from Greece, apart from some competitions or some stuff like that. The main part of our business for our first, I would say, a couple of years was in Sweden and generally at other countries that had the regulatory framework that would allow us to do our job. But if I may say, that's a good advantage for our position here in Greece right now, because we have a lot of experience in our sector. So we believe that when the time comes, and it seems to be really close in our case, in the energy sector, and when the regulatory framework will be friendly for us, we believe that we will be very well positioned at the local market.
Nice. If I have understood well, with EU regulations, usually we just pay uh, the fees or something, and we do it after 4 years. So
Yeah,
maybe when the time comes, the regulations have changed again. But maybe we can. I don't know if you can generalize it, but could you in the future give us something like a workshop or a lecture about how a company can avoid these problems of regulation? Not
yeah,
in Greece,
actually,
let's say like that. Okay, don't go to Greece, see the opportunities in other countries, or
yeah,
how
it's
to
something
enter.
that we could explain as a case study in our case, because we know our case very well, and we know that it is a sequence of events that have to happen. For example, first of all, we have to install renewable energy resources. Then after the renewables come the storage systems. And then
Mm.
we reach at the final level, which is dynamic pricing systems, which is exactly what we need to do our job best. So you need to pass from all of these stages in order to be able to have a full-blown product like ours, and you need to be able to recognize, to identify the stage at which each country operates, and get prepared and recognize where is the opportunity and open up on this market.
Do you think that you need a really specialized lawyer or not?
In our case, it was not a lawyer per se for this process. It was a partnership that
Okay.
we had from our research years from a partner. So it was, let's say, a bit easier to penetrate the market because
Mm.
we had good insight of this specific market through our partner. Yeah, but we targeted this specific market because there were also other partners that
Okay.
we made our choice
It was
there,
more
which,
accessible also.
yeah, and our choice worked.
The other question is if you can share a specific case study where Optimums made a measurable impact, whether it was optimizing a microgrid, integrating renewable energy, or improving grid resilience. In this moment, I would like to ask you that because not everyone is very familiar with the terminology, and I want to ask it from all of you, that what's a microgrid and grid resilience, and if someone wants to ask something more, yes.
Yeah, okay. I will try not to be technical.
Yes.
Microgrid is, let's say, an entity that produces, stores, and consumes energy at a local level. So you can imagine something like a household or a whole city that we have some assets that are producing energy like wind turbines or PV plants, photovoltaic plants. And we have also some storage systems, batteries. And we also have some loads, some devices that are consuming the energy, let's say. This is the main ecosystem in which we operate. Now, regarding your question, which was a case study that we made a measurable impact, this year there was a new regulation from the Ministry of Energy of Greece, where actually this regulation was issued because we have too much energy produced by renewables. Okay, this is a bit contradictory.
Yes, no, I know. I happen to know about that, yes.
Exactly. So we need to, at certain times of the day, where we sometimes produce even more than we actually consume as a load, as a country as a whole. So we need to technically cut down all this amount of green energy, of renewable energy that is being produced. We can't do anything else. If we had batteries in our system, we could store the energy. This was the staging that I was talking about on the previous question. So yeah, since we need to cut down this energy produced by renewables when we have a lot of sun, for example, we need a specialized equipment to do so. And actually, there is not available on this market this specialized equipment. It requires both hardware and software, and I would say a multidisciplinary approach of knowledge of a lot of different fields in order to be able to deliver a product that does the specific thing that is supposed to be doing. I mean, cutting down the energy of a PV plant. And we had only a few months to develop this concept that was issued from the ministry into a product. It was something really difficult, and this is obvious by the fact that only a few players on the Greek market decided to move on and to proceed with developing a product like that. And now we are at the middle of the process. Almost, I didn't mention that there was no option for the renewable plant owners. They had to buy equipment like this and install it on their plants. So it was not a matter of option for them. They had to do so, and they had to pay for this from their pockets because it was a legislation. Okay. Yeah, so we managed to deliver a product in a very short period of time, around 3 to 4 months, and now, as I said, we are in the middle of this process. We have a very satisfying market share. We estimate around 20-25% of the whole country. And this is actually something that skyrocketed our company, and we're very happy for this. This is the main point of interest for us the last year and the last months, and it has helped us a lot because we have also already done some other partnerships that have boosted and all of the other products that we're offering.
So this is like this could be another company, this product, let's say.
Well,
It is another product that you can sell
I don't
or
know
not.
if it is actually sustainable. It has
No,
a yearly subscription model by itself.
I'm not advising you to do it. I'm just asking. Okay.
Yeah, there's a subscription model which helps a lot, and it is, it's very good for us that we don't we sell the product and then it's over. We do have a subscription. Everyone has. Okay, it's much better to have recurring revenues, of course. Yeah, but we need a whole department, let's say, in our startup working on this exact product.
New
The
product.
hardware, the software, the platform, the customer support,
Yes,
which
okay,
we
maybe in the
did
future.
not have up until now. We did not have, but now we need to organize the sales department, marketing, etc.
Okay. Good luck with your new product.
Thank you very much.
Now we go to Argyris Hadzitofis, I'm sorry, from Movers. I cannot see you, Argyris.
Here.
Where are you? Okay, I start the
Yeah,
question.
I can hear you.
The first question is that AI motion capture and Gen AI are evolving fast. What's been the biggest breakthrough that has helped movers stand out?
Thank you for the question. I believe that, and I think that it is not only for movers, but in general, it is the team and our efficiency and growth. What I want to say here is that basically, at least, of course, on what we are focused on, our domain and our market segment, what we have done is that in 2 years, with relatively limited resources, we have developed a product that is comparable and sometimes surpasses solutions that have been on the market for over a decade. So, of course, this is a result of our deep expertise in the domain and our unique approach to solving technical challenges related to this technology and product. So I'm talking, of course, for our core IP and the way that this forms the foundation of our product and how this gives a flexibility in what we offer and how fast we offer it in comparison to the competition. Yeah, I think that this is the main breakthrough.
Do you think that, because I don't know how exactly all these new things work, with this IP that you could use the IP and make new products or maybe cheaper products I mean to get the IP, to get it to market in another way because you already own the IP. I don't know if that makes sense.
I think that I understood what you want to say. Probably you asked how this IP differentiates our product and our company in comparison to the competition. The idea is that the way that we have built our core allows us in a very quick and rapid way to add new possibilities that are pretty useful for the audience. And at least till now, the competition is really slow in bringing to the market, in bringing them to the market. So, for instance, to give you an example, just to let you know that motion capture is about digitizing the 3D movements of a human body in 3D space in real time. So imagine that when we released something like 1 year ago, the first version, the MVP basically of our product, it was using some suits and markers, of course, deep learning algorithms and stuff. But it was still quite complex because of this suit and all this equipment that you had to wear in order to be able to operate. We understood very quickly, something like in 2 months, with the interaction with the market, that it's not easy to convince the audience with a new product that is, you need a kind of min-max what you're offering in order to convince the customers. So we understood that the best was to move quickly to a markerless solution, meaning that there's no need for a suit, no need for markers on your body. So to go to the next generation of motion capture in order to have something breaking for the market. And what we did is that something that we were planning in something like a year after the first release to do, we did it in 3 months, in order to catch up and go stronger into the market again. So this is an example of what I mean regarding the efficiency, growth, and development.
Nice. And the other question is, what is your startup's primary market focus? And how do you strategically approach capturing and growing within that market?
Okay. So thanks again for the question. The primary market focus for us is the video game development industry. All the studios and companies that are developing games for entertainment or serious games. So for other purposes like health or education. We offer our solution in order to accelerate the production of character-based content, animated content. And here I would like to highlight that at least when we say that we focus on a specific market segment, what we mean is that we spend our effort and our resources towards that market segment. We are not negative to collaborations or sales to other segments, but we do not promote this stuff. So, for instance, in March next month, we're going to be at GDC, the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco. It is the biggest exhibition in the world regarding video games, and we're going to have a booth there where we are going to showcase some of our latest features live to the audience. So also that's a movement in order to increase our traction, of course, globally. And that's how we approach the market. One way is the events, the big events and exhibitions. And the other important strategy is that you have to interact with the community. You have to learn from them. You have to train them on what you're offering and the new stuff that is around here, to explain that Gen AI, for instance, technologies are not going to attack their creativity and their work, but help them, support them in what they are doing. So basically, the most important thing is the actual touch and interaction with them, either through live events and exhibitions and stuff, or through live interaction for, through chatting and stuff for training or learning or understanding. In general, there are so many different workflows and use cases. It's very important to hear all of them and try to find the best solution for everybody.
So you need a lot of engagement. It's a lot of your time, eh?
Yeah, it is. But it's again an investment.
Yes. And the most important question, have you seen Mythic Quest?
Sorry? If I
Have
have
you
seen a
seen
Mythic Quest?
Yes.
What is Mythic Quest?
I'm sorry I start smart for this, but I have to do it.
Is it a game with animated characters and stuff, or it is different with card game?
No, it's not a game. To start
It
smart.
sounds like one. Yes.
It's perfect.
It's a movie.
No, it's a series. I have no idea of gaming. I have only played, I don't know, Narkaleftis.
Okay, it's about video game design company. Okay,
But
cool.
still, this is one from the best shows I have ever seen.
Thank you. I will check it.
And I know that at this time, Vardis Vardinogiannis makes a gaming company called Couch Heroes.
Yeah, I know.
So maybe if you want, we could make a liaison. I don't know if it's.
I think that there is a kind of connection between one of the co-founders, Spiros, my co-founders, and him. I know what they build. At some point, there is some, let's say, common interest. So thanks for that. We can talk about that maybe, internally.
Okay, thank you very much.
Ellie, you are muted.
I'm sorry. Okay, thank you, Argiri. We're going to Frida. Are you based in Switzerland?
Yes, at the moment I'm based in Switzerland. Yes, that's true.
Okay. So about your company, sustainability is a major focus globally. What inspired you to tackle this challenge through Olimera?
Yeah, thank you so much for this question, Ellie. Actually, yeah, sustainability is something very important to me. So my journey into sustainability has been influenced by years of scientific research and hands-on exploration and experience on the topic. As I briefly mentioned before, basically every degree I had from my undergrad, my master's through my PhD, had a major focus on sustainable chemistry. And the highlight, let's say, of my academic career was when I joined ETH Zurich, one of a very leading university in science and technology. And there I focused a lot on sustainability. And I worked extensively on this topic. So as part of my research, I became a lecturer at ETH Zurich. And I also was awarded with a very important research grant on the topic of sustainable fragrance chemistry for pursuing my own project. This project was carried out with the support of a Collegium Helveticum, which is basically an prestigious interdisciplinary institute, which is affiliated with ETH Zurich, but also it fosters interdisciplinarities. So it's also affiliated with the University of Zurich and the Zurich University of the Arts. So this opportunity allowed me to collaborate with experts across disciplinary boundaries and further explore the sustainable innovation in fragrances. That means is that then it completely opened up my horizons into sustainability. And I stopped seeing it only through the chemist lens, because all these years I was a chemist, but I saw it through the eyes of the social scientist, the consumer scientist, the product designer, the artist, the communicator, and actually a part of my project that I led there was to, with collaboration, of course, with the consumer behavior group of ETHs, was to tackle this topic. So we had a study with over 200 people to see how they see sustainable technologies in the realm of fragrance. So yeah, this is all of my part of my inspiration to tackle sustainability was my scientific career and these experiences. And later on, as part of my research and as part of this project at ETH, I led an expedition to Mount Olympus in Greece to study the scents of rare aromatic plants. A lot of them are endemic to Mount Olympus. That means that they are native only on Mount Olympus. And by researching more into this field as well, and by talking to other scientists of related fields, for example, biocommunication, I realized how sustainability should be a global focus, and thankfully is a global focus, because the problems that arise are really alarming at the moment. And I realized how important it is to tackle the topics through a multidisciplinary perspective. That means that I also believe that entrepreneurship should engage with society and create sustainable products and sustainable technologies also for the market and the end consumer as well. So all this work that I did in sustainable fragrances basically earned me a few recognitions. I was listed as an MIT Innovator Under 35 Europe for the vertical science and sustainability. As well as I got an award from the British Council UK in Greece, again for science and sustainability. And that really reinforced my commitment to take this to the next level. So I was really inspired to tackle sustainability issues, specifically the gap of bridging luxury fragrances and sustainability through Alumni. So our mission is to redefine luxury fragrances and give to the people the best of both worlds. So both luxury fragrances, but also that respect the environment and preserve both the natural heritage and both the cultural heritage. So our first case study, and that's hence the name Olimbra, is that through the study at Mount Olympus, we successfully recreated the scents of rare plants using sustainable technologies, and now we can offer them to our customers.
Nice. I have seen that many coding schools around the globe, but in Europe also, have started this interdisciplinary journey. I mean, although they are coding schools, they have courses about sociology. They have, like you said, with artists. Even they have meetings with DJs and stuff like that in order to open their minds. So you are such a successful academic that I really want to go and cry a little bit, but I will do it after the end of the session. And do you think, because you said a lot of institutions and academic and universities, did they not push you exactly, but showed you the way to entrepreneurship also? Because in Greece, we don't do it a lot yet.
Yeah, okay, that's a bit of a tricky question. I'll try to answer diplomatically.
Okay, you don't have to.
No, I'm joking. I'm just joking. I just feel that, so ETH Zurich, yes, it is an institution that is very well known for spinning out companies, for empowering people how to start their own companies. Is very good at teaching things like, and generally there are a lot of opportunities there, of course, but the university as its core, every university, is there more to foster knowledge, to ask why, to perhaps do research in a different realm and in a different way than what entrepreneurship sometimes asks you to. Because as a scientist, I always want to know why, how. I always want to know why. Sometimes in entrepreneurship, we have to put the why a little bit on the side and focus more on the how and the when. And I don't feel that it is about the intention of the university as an entity, but more about the framework conditions that exist within a space, an institution, or a university, or a country. So I can see actually that Greece now is really developing, and one great example is the Start Smart Southeastern Europe incubator that I'm so proud to be an alumni from, that it was super helpful. And through this program in the summer, in June, especially in the summit and in the demo day, I met a lot of colleagues like from universities, like from Crete and Athens, and the Polytechnic in Athens as well, the Metsovio Polytechnic.
National Technical.
N2EA, it's called.
Exactly. And I was just really inspired because these people are super motivated now, and I feel that they're starting now to get a lot of support also through programs like the Start Smart that really support these initiatives. I just felt that, for example, when I was in Greece, I had a little bit more, it was a bit of a bigger risk to do this rather than in a place where some of the framework conditions might be a little bit more favorable. if that makes sense. So I think it's rather a very nuanced issue.
Yes, it is, but everything takes time. But
Yeah.
we have already been better. So, question on everyone. You've already mentioned the Start Smart Accelerator, but we can ask you again. I will give you a minute to rest. And where are the boys? I cannot see you. The boys. Entrepreneurs. Christo, what was the most valuable part of the accelerator experience for you? And a moment where the program made a tangible difference in your startup's growth. Do you want me to write it also on the chat so you don't forget?
It's okay. It's simple, I think.
Yes, but okay, yes.
I repeat one more time so that I make sure that I don't forget anything, because the question had two parts. Because now I'm nervous.
No. What was the most valuable part of the accelerator for you?
Okay, yeah.
And if there was a key moment that the program made a tangible difference in your startup journey?
Yes, and those two questions have the same answer. Being more on the research side, as we have discussed a lot today, we were mainly focusing on the technology of our products. Okay, so we wanted to have the perfect product before going out to the market. We had no idea of how to attract customers, and we thought that the number of customers that we would have was directly connected with how good the product actually would be and how technically sound, which of course it is also the case, but it's not only that, because we're only focusing on that side. So through the accelerator, we had the chance to see also another aspect of which was very problematic to us, because we had no connection to the market, and we had no business thought, no idea of anything like that. We were just 5 engineers with, you know, any knowledge of the business stuff. And actually, there was a measurable impact during the project, when during one exercise, we had to actually find our market, and to identify our market and how big that market was finally. And so there we finally made a decision regarding one direction that we had to give to one of our products, one main product. And this is because, and this is something that I identified to a lot of new startups that I see on different events. They're actually focusing on something very niche that there is no market for it, which may be very cool, very nice. Yeah, it may solve a problem, but it may solve a problem for a specific group of people that does not make it financially viable to become a business. So this is the most important thing that we got from the accelerator, the calculation of our market.
Yes. Argiri and Frida, would you like to answer the same question?
I can do it since Friedman can have some longer rest. In general, I agree with Christos. First of all, I believe that it is a very nice opportunity and exercise to better understand what's going on from all the perspectives. Because sometimes, when there's a kind of bias in the team, like technical or business, probably not all perspectives have been explored properly. But for me specifically, I would say that it is at some point as well related to the market. But since every venture is different and every journey is different, at some point for us it was quite difficult to select market segment. So meaning that, for instance, starting from the motion capture, as I said, you can apply it in health, in sports, in entertainment, in the XR, in many different things. And always doing also the exercise that Christos mentioned, it was quite tricky. So there is a part that we were talking about, the beachhead market, the first 10 clients. And this was the moment, at least for us, that at least at some point made the whole picture clearer at some point, because that was much more that was much easier. So to identify a very small niche probably market that for sure has a problem. Of course, the problem, as we said before, should be big, not a niche problem. But it is very easy to simplify it, at least in your head, that I'm going to start from this small beachhead market. I'm going to have the first 5, 10, 15 clients from that market to validate the basics. And then I can open my product to more generic stuff. Of course, I'm not talking about totally different products that need a kind of huge sprints to be developed for the next step. But at least when we talked about the beachhead market and we as a team decided that we are going to follow this practice, it was a key moment for us, and that changed a lot the way that we were approaching the market, our customers, and our targets in general.
Thank you. Frida?
Yeah, if I could also add something on this, I agree with what Argyris and Christos have said. But I would like to add that for me, what was also fantastic was the networking opportunities. Because I was very fortunate to attend some other, let's say, accelerators here in Switzerland, and I had a little bit of experience with other accelerators. What I found particularly amazing at StartSmart was the amount of expertise in the network that were available to us as a contact if we needed, the level of the individual coaches, because at some point we were assigned also an individual coach if we wanted for a couple hours for some specific topics. And it was good because it wasn't just the standard part, but we could ask, for example, someone who's experienced in IP or luxury, whatever is relevant to its startup, of course. And the summit days, so the conference day where we all presented these 2 days and both our pitches, but also there were presentations in the summit from other accomplished individuals in the fields of business, science, etc. It was great, the opportunities to network, to advocate for yourself, for your startup, to build a really important mutually beneficial relationship was really amazing. So that doesn't come that easy. We all know how hard it is to start sending 1 million cold emails. So that was pretty great. I really liked that.
Yes, StartSmart has a great network. And now, yes, why should entrepreneurs apply to StartSmart SE? So do you want to start, Frida, again, and we go the other way around?
Okay, why they should apply to the program?
Yes.
I don't know. Why not? Well, if they want to really grow their business, first of all, depends on what stage they are. But I think what I like about the program, that it's also in some ways flexible because of these disciplined entrepreneurship steps that it follows. I think a lot of startups in different stages in their journey can also benefit. So I feel there are a million reasons one could join. One is to test their idea and validate it. Second is to grow their idea or their business and test their business model. And third is to network and really expand their mission, their vision, disseminate it, and just basically make it happen. And of course, there are funding opportunities that you can unlock through Start Smart, through the network. So I think basically if someone likes their business and want to see it going well, they could try it. It's advisable.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, Christo?
Yes.
Okay.
I totally agree with Frida. There are a lot of reasons. First of all, it is the network of Start Smart. Of course, you will be able to get some feedback from experts, which it's not that easy to have this access to be able to test and validate your ideas in front of these experts. And after you have finished, you have graduated from the Start Smart accelerator. This, believe me, it automatically means something for your company. It doesn't mean everything, but it is a sign that you have you do have some experience on some business aspect. It gives you a level of maturity at the business aspect of your company.
And some credibility, let's say.
Yeah,
that,
some credibility.
yes.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you. And now I cannot see you at the screen. I don't know.
No
Are
worries.
you?
I'm here.
No, I want to. When we talk,
Okay.
I want to be able to see you.
No worries. So, first of all, my answer is going to be complimentary since I totally agree with Frida and Christos. So, yes, first of all, I would like to mention that, as I said before, especially for new entrepreneurs, because most of the cases, the teams are not balanced. I was really amazed from the journey with Start Smart because it was quite holistic and complete, meaning that it is a journey that you start from zero and you go to one. And this is something that if you are focused and you are at some point engaged properly, you can take a lot of different things from this journey. So first of all, as the other entrepreneurs said, many steps, especially for the technical founders, are skipped or overlooked because it's not easy when when you're running. It's not always easy to see everything around you. So through the accelerator, you have a very quick journey around everything, and this is, I believe, very important. Then, indeed, it is the interaction with other founders, the experiences that you have, the combination and the outcomes that you can have, and the conclusions based on the interaction with them. And another important point, and I believe that it is always there, even today, even for a mature and experienced entrepreneurs, is that you have at least some people, really experienced people, to answer some big questions that every entrepreneur and especially new founders have. And probably they have some answers in their mind, but they are not sure. And when you have some people that they have already done that, again, probably it's not the same always, as we said, the journey, but at least you have some references and you can take your decisions. Otherwise, it's sometimes difficult to go to the gray zone and balancing between different decisions and flows paths in general. So for me, because after Start Smart, which was my first accelerator, because I had interaction and experiences from other founders that they did other accelerators, and etc. I believe that it is a very complete accelerator, and it's very important to follow it from the beginning to the end. You're going to gain a lot of stuff from this journey.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. I wish we haven't finished yet, but I just want to thank you. I wish the best luck in your endeavor. You're already are above and beyond before you might have expected 2 years ago or 1 year ago. Like they say at the PhD, when you see your PhD after 5 years, you feel ashamed of it. I think this is like an MVP. When you see your MVP, you say, "Oh, what did I do?" Thank you for your kind words. The last part, it was like an advertorial, but I swear to everybody that we didn't pay them. And do you have, from the audience, do we have any questions? I have many questions, but of course the audience should start.
Can I take the privilege of asking one question? What was the thing that you missed? Like, what else you wanted to have, which you didn't have, we didn't include in the program that so far?
Yeah, can I say something? I would like some more time because the program was great, but I felt some parts were a bit fast-paced, which is great. I mean, we have to get used to it. But if it was a little bit more time at the end, I would have personally benefited from it, I think.
Okay.
Just as a buffer,
Okay.
You can also have a comment, although in general, at the beginning I had no comments, but I think that at some point it would be, I think that it is weird, but in any case, at some point, you should have a kind of a week gap between the first session to explain a bit explicitly what they are going to gain and what they are going to need at the time, the importance, and all the stuff at some point in order to reorganize themselves in a way that they can be more efficient during the accelerator. Because as Frida said, if you are, especially if you are not prepared about that, for instance, for me, I could say that it would be really better to engage a bit more at the beginning on learning stuff than doing stuff. So, at some point you try to balance your time during the day between the accelerator, what you have to do for the accelerator and your business that runs as well. So at some point, if you are at the beginning, it's really important to invest in learning and you have time to build. That's my opinion. So I don't know if somebody has at least, I don't know how convincing you're going to be, but 1 week to have some time to rearrange a bit the schedule for having a bit more time for the accelerator for this specific duration. And if they do it, of course, I think that it would be really helpful.
So do you think if you had instead of this months 1 month more in order to have time to digest what you have learned, it would be better?
Like for instance, to have something like 2 extra small sessions during the 15 days before the actual beginning, just to
Okay.
communicate as directly as possible that
Okay.
it is really important if you don't have the customers on the door or the investors on the door, please focus a bit. It's important because if you invest now, you're going to have much more later.
Okay.
And it is not that important today as you see it, because every present is the most important, but every yesterday is not as much important as present, right? So that's a bit the idea.
So if I understand, Frida wanted a lengthier program to have more time to digest during the process. You suggest that in the beginning, it is made more clear that the workshop is very demanding and they should pay attention to that extra in order to get the most value out of that, because it's not the way things are done necessarily, and you think like, this is a walk in the park, and then you don't pay attention, and eventually before you understand that.
At some point, I don't disagree with Frida, but what I'm saying is that my thing is not to digest, just to have to allocate some time,
Okay.
not
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
fit the
Yeah, yeah,
accelerator time, slots during my time, have more time to dive into details, to
Okay.
explore, to search.
Yeah.
No, I totally agree with her here. Actually, that's a better idea. Yeah. Because it is just communicated a bit more that you folks need to invest this amount of time as a batch of time.
Exactly.
You need to be 100% on this, do nothing else now. People would budget it and they would benefit. So then you would be able to keep the time frame, but people would just have a heads up. So I think that's, probably that's what I meant as well in some way.
Okay, good to know. We have a new cohort coming in, so we will make sure that at least we will tell them and that they need to allocate a lot of time. So, and probably we can invite one of you to tell them the experience in addition to that. So, Christo, any thoughts from your side?
I agree with Argyris and Frida. And one last thing, probably you could add one more networking event, possibly with some VCs or something. I mean, the final was an event that we had a lot of companies, significant companies as judges. You could also add some, as I said, venture capitals or funding opportunities in general at the final event or at a dedicated event, which I find it very useful for startups at the stage of participating at your accelerator.
Well, one thing that we are planning to do, which we have not implemented yet, is we are starting in addition to Start Smart Acceleration Program, we're starting Start Smart Angels, which will be a different group of people that you will be the ones to pitch directly. And the value is not only for you, it's also for them, because we want them to be able to understand the value that difficult technologies like the things that you're building brings to the market, which is not the traditional stuff like the X like Uber or the Y like Airbnb, which a lot easier to understand. So we understand what you're saying, Christian. We'll spend more time on that as well.
Yeah, that's great. Okay.
Now that was the proof that it was not an advertorial. I would like to ask something because most of the people at the Start Smart come from MIT. Did they obligate you to tell the word entrepreneur instead of entrepreneur? Or you could say both?
No pressure.
Okay. So should we wrap it up?
If there's no question from the people that are with us, yeah.
Okay.
Well, since we don't see anybody having any burning questions, let's release our friends because they are running companies and they have things to do, and we really appreciate the time.
I can ask my questions personally another time. Okay, thanks everybody. Thank you for your time. And I hope that we meet soon in person.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.